When the clouds gather, this Vietnamese guy is skipping stones on the river in order to be able to travel during the rainy season.
My cousin created a water flying saucer. Not only can you gallop freely on the water, the cool appearance is simply eye-catching. I just don't know if I can fly when a typhoon comes. My cousin woke up and decided to build a flying saucer. First, draw the rough shape on the ground. Then draw some windows on the flying saucer. This is also the general impression of UFOs. Then my cousin picked up some scrap metal at the garbage dump. 2 bearings are placed on the half shaft. Then put on a sleeve, then weld these steel pipes together. Weld a base under the steel pipe. I got the first tool I originally planned to make it into a semicircle. Only half left. Put it on, and it will act like a compass. Cut a piece of foam board according to the shape of the mold. After installation, you can draw a circle on the spot. The old friends may not understand the old cousin's idea. I saw my cousin bringing in buckets of sand. I can make a rough guess. By turning the mold, the clay can be made into the shape of a pot lid. This process is similar to making pottery pots. Need to constantly replenish sand, make the surface smooth gradually. There is light above my head. The surrounding soil is still a lot worse. After repeated filling, the shape of the bottom is gradually revealed. The gold foil used to seal Sun Wukong is similar to this thing. The shape of the bottom is gradually revealed. Human imagination is still too scarce. After all, I don't understand why the UFO has to be this shape. After repeated friction day and night, this UFO mold is finally smooth. In order to make the surface of the UFO more perfect, my cousin started to make concrete again. Pour repeatedly from the top of the saucer because the bucket is too small. You can only repeat the operation over and over again until all the UFOs are covered after manual leveling. It can also improve the strength of the surface. After a week of maintenance, the surface is almost dry. The old cousin started polishing the exterior again. The flatness of the mold is related to the quality of the finished product. This grinding process is also very stress-relieving. After drying, the surface needs to be cleaned. Remove cement particles left over from the grinding process. What's being stirred here is epoxy resin. After stirring evenly, you can use a brush to paint. There is no pouring method used for painting. Then use a roller brush to make the material and glue fit together to increase strength. Generally, several layers of fiberglass are added repeatedly. In order to facilitate the processing of the UFO shell, my cousin plans to make a bracket. A pipe bending machine is needed to make square pipes into round shapes. Then you can splice several sections of square tube together. Install the columns at equal intervals around the square tube. These columns are some angle steel. Then weld the second layer of square tubes. How to remove the finished shell is a big problem. First, place the bracket on the top of the shell. Lay some fiberglass around. Apply glue to fix. This intensity is definitely not enough. My cousin painted a layer of fiberglass on the colored steel tiles. After drying, it can be used as a support frame. Then install these tiles on the flying saucer. A layer of glass fiber is laid on the surface for fixation. Please like, comment, subscribe to watch these kinds of videos. It turned out that my cousin had taken it out from below. Demolding of cement is carried out below. The inside is also fully polished. He then put some wax on. It would be nice to make this thing deeper and build a swimming pool. Guaranteed to be smooth so that even a fly can't stay still, because they plan to use this as a mold. Next is a trimming job in addition to removing the burrs on the edges. Cut some foam board, wrap the edge with tape, prevent it from breaking, then you can design. Install the foam board inside the flying saucer. The honeycomb structure is full of technology. Because the flying saucer is designed with honeycomb windows, the window side needs to be reinforced with tiles. The reinforced UFO cover is several levels stronger. The next step is demolding because the release agent was applied before. The demolding process is relatively easy. Successfully got the first UFO cover. Next, we need to reinforce the second UFO shell. Homemade fiberglass tiles. Different from honeycomb structure, this time the spider web structure is used. Because this one is going to be used to make the bottom of the boat, make a fiberglass board on the color steel tile. Cut off the surrounding area, then you can install it on the bottom of the boat. Use foam board to cover the gaps. Then use fiberglass to repair, cut off the redundant internal structure. Then install the engine to the bottom of the boat. Hand rub 2 brackets to fix the engine. The paddle part also needs to be sealed. This process can be carried out simultaneously, then turn the boat over. Cut the water inlet at the bottom. The cutting method is a little flawed, but it doesn't have much impact. Then grind the joints. Sanding is also for better spraying of paint. The integrated structure does not have any waterproofing issues, then you can turn the boat over. From this trembling picture, it can be seen the hull structure is very light. Install the engine. Now we have officially come to the closing stage. This is the cabin door. Because there is a window on the lid, just tap from the inside. You can knock down the embedded foam board. Use a corneal trimmer to trim off excess burrs can facilitate subsequent installation work. In order to make the work reach perfection, the old watch has thoroughly polished the case. The exhaust pipe is still inside the cabin. You need to connect a pipe to drain it outside. This can only open a hole in the bottom of the boat. Use an electric drill to grind a round shape. The exhaust pipe can be installed and a hose is required for connection. This makes installation very easy. How to prevent water from flooding the engine? Does this tank have a check valve function? Another hole is dug on the right side of the propeller. This is used to install the steering device. Install the steering gear to the rear of the pump sprayer. Connect the steering rod. Insert the pull wire into the embedded frame. Not only can it save space. Install the cable to the top, then you can install the steering rudder. The steering device is now installed. The engine looks a bit ugly. Make a shell for it to surround it, reinforced with glass fiber. Next comes the painting job. The interior was first sprayed with a layer of varnish. No change in color. The body shell is painted dark gray. In order to keep the color consistent throughout the body, he spray painted the bottom of the boat again. After repeated spraying, finally got a perfect effect. The suspended UFO looks really realistic. Make 2 fiberglass panels on top of the mold cut according to design size. He plans to create a sense of technology. Cut off excess edges, then grind the edges to make them smooth. Insert 2 screws, make 2 steel bars, connect them together to form a high-end hinge. Spray some lubricant on the joints. This way the crunching sound disappears. Then install it in the cabin. The hatch also needs further processing. Repaint. The interior is wrapped with cotton cloth of the same color. Can improve comfort and aesthetics. Apply glue in the middle. Then you can install the hatch. Only glue is used here for connection. I believe there is nothing wrong with strength. Then he prepared a set of electronically controlled motors. Install it behind the hatch. The hatch can be opened by controlling the motor. You just used the motor once and it burned out. I guess the load is too heavy. Installed a more powerful motor. Some structural improvements have also been made. Spring installed on both sides. There will be a little cushion when closing the door. The effect of opening both sides at the same time is simply pleasing to the eye. How much money do you want to buy one? I believe every man can't resist such temptation. To make the cabin more comfortable, decorated the interior with some soft furnishings. Even the ceiling was not spared. What to do if you don't have enough sense of technology? Then use lighting. Install a circle of LED light strips on each window. When the small light is on, doesn't the sense of luxury come out? This is a common instrument for motorboats. These things are a little bit inferior if you can put a new energy center console. The level needs to go up several levels. The old-fashioned instrument switch has more wire ends. You need to connect them carefully. How would you rate this door opening detail? Can't wait to experience the joy of Vietnamese smart UFO engineers. The electrical equipment has been installed. These switches are actually lights, can be adjusted manually as needed. Install 2 joints on the kettle, use clamps to secure. Make sure this thing is sealed. Then connect the pipe to the joint. Do you guys think this is the fuel tank or the coolant? Hand rub the accelerator pedal. Install a plastic pad on top, then you can install it on the driving position. The control effect is still very good. The windows need to be made of acrylic panels. Cut it into standard hexagons. The top observation window is made with more details. First, cut the stickers on the edge. Then peel off the sticker on the edge, spray paint all around. Cut some more stickers. Spray with dishwashing liquid. The sticker needs to be scraped flat when pasting. This sticker has the same effect as sunglasses. Can prevent direct sunlight from affecting vision. Then cut off the edge, you can install it. The installation method is also relatively simple. Apply glue directly on the edge of the window. The black paint sprayed before can perfectly cover the glue around. The windows are installed in the same way. Paint first, and then apply film. Then you can install it perfectly, preparing some photovoltaic panels and to install it on the remaining windows. However, the circuits of these boards need to be soldered by yourself. I don't know where my cousin bought these semi-finished products. The welding process is time-consuming and laborious. Apply some clear glue on the acrylic board. Then you can install the photovoltaic panels. Use stones for compression to prevent displacement. But this is not the end. It is also necessary to connect the photovoltaic panels in series, spray a layer of pure black primer. Such a fresh solar window is out. After testing, it can be officially put into use. This flying saucer full of design is now completed. Next is the official launching session. You need to hold on to the boat before getting on board. It would be bad if you get blown away by strong winds and waves. The driver's seat is in a semi-reclining position. Seat height can be adjusted. With the engine starting, my cousin stepped on the accelerator and drove out. It looks a bit like a clam floating on the water. What do you guys think of this design? As a mainlander who has never driven a boat,